There. Warte. Da, genau da. Irgendwie sieht das komisch aus. Present. Take that. Take that! This is where he was. Look. When the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear that he ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes in ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Order! I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Scanlon! The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. Oh, ho, ho. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing. The hilarity of the movement made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness testimony? You bet I will. Yes, Your Honor. I will cross-examine the hell out of this. Alright, so was mine. You assaulted the girl first went to right, and then with the next to right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what you say, so you see you hit her twice. Who did I though? Died from a blow by a blunt object. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Okay. Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now is my chance to hit him with it where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court that you were absolutely perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we want justice. Don't let him get away. Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony. The crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this one, White. Mr. White. Oh. Okay. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you attacked her, but she dodged. Then she turned and ran through the door. And you did hit her with a single blow. Whack!
Thwap indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination.
Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it is hurting.
Deal with it.
Jetzt hätte ich gerne Sonnenbrille.
This is almost over.
We'll see. I looked at the other window and I heard that thing fall.
You heard that thing fall. What exactly was that thing?
Oh, that, the glass light stand. Right, the one that had fallen over at the sea.
Phoenix, does something about that strike you as odd?
Yeah, very odd.
Yeah, that is odd. I press further. Mr. White.
What?
You're saying you saw the glass light stand?
Yes?
Then change your testimony to reflect that.
Sorry, my bad.
The witness will revise his testimony.
Okay, of course. The light stand was lying on the floor when I looked.
The glass stand was lying on the floor? That's the first I've heard.
That's the first I've heard of this.
Why didn't you tell us about the stand before?
Why, me? I was... one moment. Give me a minute to gather my thoughts. I am so confused. Why it's falling apart. Your Honor, please. I ask that you do not allow the witness to be badgered any further.
Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Edgeworth is on the ropes.
Very well, the witness may continue his account.
As in the next moment, I saw Miss Muir run to the left.
Mr. White, it was impossible for you to have seen the light stand.
What?
The stand broke into pieces when it fell. Just by seeing the broken pieces, you would have no idea it was a light stand. So tell me exactly, when was it that you saw the stand?
Answer the question. Isn't it obvious? I saw the stand before it fell over.
So you saw the stand before the victim was attacked then?
Correct. That would be no problemo, right? No problemo. Big problemo. There's a big problem here. What problem is this?
Mr. White, let me make sure I have this straight. You saw the glass light stand through the window from the hotel before the incident occurred?
Correct. That is so. It's conclusive, definite, undeniable, unimpeachable.
No, it's impossible.
No, it's impossible.
You couldn't have seen the stand.
What? Why couldn't he? You have proof.
Floor plans?
I sure do, Your Honor.
A person in the hotel could have not seen the stand before it fell over. Floor plans. Check. Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes?
Correct, Your Honor.
Now look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say to that?
Ridiculosity.
Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shard as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have been seen that from is inside the Fey law offices. In other words, you were there at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Mr. White? Mr. White. You did it, didn't you?
Mr. Your Honor, Miss Mia.
Looks like we're about to get our verdict.
Objection!
That's far enough, Phoenix Wright. What? I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White. I think the time has come.
Shouldn't you confess your crime now?
What? I said you should confess your crime. Ago. Confess that you placed the wiretap.
Oh, Edgeworth. Fuck you. But wiretap?
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, please explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does that have to do with Your Honor? The question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct. You are most correct, Miles. Give me a break! Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay & Co. law offices. That is when I saw that accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand, at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. White would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to that office well before the murder took place. He went to place the wiretap. He could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is.